Houston, it's West Swivey, Mr. Fuck 'em all, and yeah, that's it, bro, Mr. Fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em and duck 'em, man. Yeah, bro, aka famous, man. Yeah, look, bro, we got 10 scariest coincidences caught on camera. Let's go and check out the video, man. Y'all can check out my second channel, my main channel, all the fucking channels. I don't know what channel this video will be uploaded to, but y'all do know. Y'all do know, bro. Y'all do know. Let's go and check it out. Copyrighting this shit out of this sound, bro. So let's go ahead and skip this. Let's go into the first video.
Scariest coincidences caught on camera. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too? Coming up first is bank robber. This one comes from a news broadcast in Minnesota, USA. Okay. One day a guy was reporting on a bank heist that happened the day before. That is when all of a sudden someone ran.
Hell? What in the hell, my dude? What the hell is going on? Not them, bro. Hell nah. If what's going on, what I think is going on, bro, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Of the bank behind him. The man is a worker in the bank and he points over to something in the distance. The guy actually says to the news broadcaster, "There's the bad guy right there."
24 hours ago, this bank in North. Bad guy right there. What? Oh, that's the robber.
Nigga, flip the camera.
This is live TV, folks. That's the robber. Just went by, according to the bank employee. So I gotta go here and call 911. I'll talk to you later.
The newscaster is completely stunned and goes, "Oh, there's the robber." That's right. The guy who robbed this bank returned to the scene the next day.
Who the fuck that? Oh my god, bro! I got some dumb niggas on earth. What the fuck? Alright, bro. Maybe he was trying to see if, I don't know if the bank shut down or some shit, or maybe he was coming back from some more of that money.
And at the very same time, the news was doing a broadcast about it. That's already a lot of coincidences right there. The bank teller chases after the guy who hops into a van. But thankfully, because of this, police were able to track this guy down. Police later arrested Ryan Lisco. It turned out he'd robbed the same bank 2 days in a row. This is what happens when you play too much GTA. It's a crazy array of coincidences.
I'm assuming it's one of those small banks that's like in one of those towns, you know, like the town that have like maybe 1 or 2 sheriffs. Those are most likely one of them cases, cause that nigga was hitting licks on y'all ass, my nigga. That nigga was fucking motherfucking extorting these niggas. Damn.
I was at the bank at the same time as the news.
They must have got no
Ryan
security.
Thankfully was sentenced to nearly 10 years behind bars for robbing this bank. And the money he got from the previous bank heists was seized and returned to the rightful owners. Body in the creek. When something big happens in an area, the news will often interview locals close to the event. That's exactly what happened one day in Camptown, Pennsylvania, USA. The body was found inside a creek by the local police. As this was happening, some reporters were digging around, trying to find out what happened. And that's when one journalist came across a man named Matthew Haverly. He lived right next to the creek where the body was found. When the journalist first asks him about the situation, he's very surprised. He also said even though he lives close to the creek, he had no idea what had happened there.
Like, what the hell's going on? And now I realize that's what they were actually doing.
He also says it's sad to think that's someone's daughter, mother, or child.
It's sad to say that that's someone's either daughter, mother, whatever, both.
Damn, facts.
But remember that quote. That's because hours later, cops realized that the woman in the creek was in fact Matthew's mother. That makes it...
Nigga, are you shitting me? What the fuck, nigga? Whoa. 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 I was not expecting that.
About the body being someone's mother, very, very creepy. Matthew said this was a gigantic coincidence. But
that nigga killed his...
didn't buy it and were very skeptical. Matthew said when he was giving the interview, he had no idea it was his mom who was in the creek. In the interview, he even said the body was...
Wait, how the fuck did he even know it was a female? How did he know? How did he know that? Nigga killed his own mama. Yes, it's hard to see, but he did it.
There by hitmen.
Like a place where people from the city would want to put a body because most likely they wouldn't be found.
What?
He said that's because it would be unlikely a body would be found there. But clearly it was, and police did not buy his explanation of his interview. In fact, they later arrested him after finding that same blue tarp in his shed. They raided his property and took him to court, and this video was even used as evidence in court. In May of 2019, he was sentenced to 14 years for this. But he still says that he was not behind what happened to his mom in the creek. World War I plate. One of the most defining moments in all of human history was World War I. That's because it led to World War II and then the modern world we have today. But everyone knows that the major event which kicked off World War I was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Nigga, I thought that was Hitler. Every nigga from the 1300s with a fucking beard like that, I think is Hitler, nigga. What are you saying? I thought it was Hitler. Call me dumb, bro. Fuck it. Of
course, this took place while he was being driven in a limousine.
Bro, he's killing Abraham Lincoln.
Stiffed limo. But there's a strange coincidence when it comes to this car. That is that it predicted an odd and very eerie message. The number plate of the car is A111118, and this could easily be read as Armistice, November 11, 1918. Of course, that was the date of the famous agreement that ended the First World War. The car sat for 2 decades inside a museum in Vienna before this was pointed out by a British tourist. This is an incredibly scary coincidence. And some say it's not a coincidence, and this is all part of some kind of giant plan. Things like this really do make me question and think maybe we are living in a simulation.
Nigga,
Suspect search. Sometimes cops want to hunt for criminals, but they don't have a photo of them on file. That's why sometimes they'll get a sketch artist to draw the suspect from descriptions. One day, one of these suspects was being reported on the TV program Good Morning America. But towards the end of the show, Robin Roberts noticed something strange. She pointed out that the...
Oh. Run.
Suspect from a previous story looked a lot like our host, Josh Elliott. The similarities are incredibly creepy, and they really do look alike.
Who was there? Somebody that he? Yes, in our last story.
Not a chance.
Some say the reporter who originally reported on this story looks a lot like the suspect too. Look around, and there's actually various instances.
Yogi Bear, bro. Hey, bro. Like this is it, bro. This is the picture that everyone pulls up when they want to like do a news reporter fucking up video. Caught in 4K. This is literally that nigga.
Of the news reporters reporting on suspects which look exactly like them. Admittedly, this is pretty funny, but if you look at it a different way, it's pretty creepy too. I wonder if a news anchor has ever been a real suspect and reported on themselves. The man in this sketch badly injured a woman after a traffic argument. Lincoln and JFK.
That was random.
When it comes to presidents being assassinated, the United States does not have a good record. In fact, there have been 6 attempts to assassinate the US president while they were sitting, and 4 of the 6 were successful. But the assassinations of both Lincoln and JFK have some pretty creepy coincidences.
Bro, I didn't know Abraham Lincoln was a freaking... Bro, I didn't even know that he was a president, bro. I thought Abraham Lincoln was just a... I really thought he was a slave master, bro. I didn't really know. I fell in geometry class.
Did you know that Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy who told him not to go to the theater? And Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln who told him not to go to Dallas. Lincoln was shot in the Ford Theater, and Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln made by Ford. They were both taken out on a Friday. Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes, was known by 3 names comprised of 15 letters. And Lee Harvey Oswald was also known by 3 names comprised of 15 letters.
Was that a president?
John Wilkes shot Lincoln in a theater and fled to a warehouse.
Oh, he's a murderer.
Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse and fled to a theater. Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846 and JFK in 1946. Lincoln was elected president in 1860 and JFK 1960.
Bro, what the fuck going on, man? This is a simulation.
And that's not even all of the coincidences about these 2 presidents. Is this simply a coincidence, or has something been set up here? Robber interview. This one comes from a news report in Gwinnett County, Georgia, USA. A reporter's doing a pretty boring story about traffic in the area. That's when she stops and interviews a random passerby. The man seems totally normal and polite and simply talks about the local traffic. And he don't
look polite at all. Look how he doing his eyes.
But hours later, the news reporter gets a phone call from the police saying they need to talk to her urgently. That's because minutes before he was interviewed, the man in the footage had robbed a bank. A witness actually say they saw the man rob the bank and then afterwards stop at a news van for an interview. The police used this interview as well as surveillance footage of the guy's license plate to arrest him. The robber, Eric Rivers, was taken into custody and he's now in jail facing 2 counts of robbery. Hi, Dad. This one comes from a YouTuber named Jennifer Moan. Sadly, she lost her dad. But to remember him, she looks up to the sky and says, "Hi, Dad." This is a nice way to pay respects, but obviously it's a one-directional way of communicating. It's not like her dad can communicate back to her. Or can he? One day, she looked up at the sky and said, "Hi, Dad." That's when all of a sudden a glowing orb appears to come down from the sky. Jennifer's channel is mainly about her family, not about paranormal events. But I think this is a really special and heartwarming event if it really is a message from her father. I'm sure a lot of people look up to the sky.
Hey, cut the fuck out, man. Home Alone, bitch.
And was doing amazing as always. But that's when the other team's coach recognized Rashawn. It suddenly dawns on him that years ago, he coached Rashawn. This was 7 years ago, meaning Rashawn should no longer be in high school. He immediately went to the school and told them about what was happening. And it turned out Rashawn Richardson was not even a real person. Instead, he was a man named Sidney Gilstrap Portley. And instead of being a 17-year-old high school kid, he was 25 years old.
Alright, man, we don't... Fuck, nigga. Hey, bro, I'm thinking about going back to high school. I always wanted to do the High School Musical type shit, bro. When I got in high school, that shit was fucking ass, man. There was no singing, there was no dancing, but it was a lot of ass clapping. A lot of bitches were getting clapped in the auditorium. A lot of shit was going on, bro. A lot of freaky deaky shit, man. I ain't even cap. I also got my dick sucked in the fucking I think it was the auditorium on the 3rd floor. Yeah, I got some top from a bitch looked like a man. It was fucked up, bro, but I was at school and I couldn't be picky.